Plastic is destroying our Earth. Our future Earth is going to be very damaged if we do not try to stop it. Recycling is one simple way that we can all help. In this speech, I want to actuate my audience to start recycling. This is relevant because more materials are being created that cannot decompose. These materials just sit and damage animals' environments. Instead of throwing away these materials, we could recycle them to create something new. I have credibility to talk about this because my family has been recycling for years, and I also took a class where my teacher taught us how to recycle. My speech is going to be to try to convince my audience to start recycling. Even just recycling a little bit can help the environment. The problem is that not recycling materials is negatively affecting the earth. Most of the materials we use today are not decomposable. Recycling those materials do not decompose can help make the earth cleaner. The benefits of recycling are that it reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills, conserves in natural resources, and prevents pollution in the greenhouse gases by reducing the amount of waste. These are not consequences to recycling. It is a very simple thing to do. The future benefits would be that our earth would be cleaner, the air we breathe would be cleaner, and the oceans and water would be cleaner. Recycling can help keep our earth clean. It is a very simple thing and easy thing to do. Recycling is when the ongoing process of turning used materials into a new material. These materials come in many different shapes and forms. Examples of these materials could be papers, cans, car parts, and batteries. Most materials that we use are able to be recycled. Even though recycling is a very simple thing for people to do, most people just don't want to do it. It is free and it does not take much time to do. Recycling can be a very, very beneficial way of relieving the earth. It helps limit the amount of trash in landfills, it causes there to be less pollution, and all around it just helps us create a cleaner earth. Landfills are where most of our trash ends up. Some of the trash there is decomposable, so it does not stay there forever. But there are also lots of materials that cannot decompose and just sit and damage our planet. Another good reason to recycle is because it reduces the amount of new materials that need to be created. Nowadays, there's a need for a lot of different kinds of materials. Making these materials can cause harm to the environment and more than just not being recycled. These materials are usually made in factories, which can pollute the air we breathe as well. Recycling is when the ongoing process of turning used material into a new material. These materials come in many different shapes and forms. Examples of these would be cars, cans, parts, and batteries. Most materials we use are able to be recycled, even though recycling is a simple thing to do. What is reusing? Reusing is the part of recycling process. When you reuse, you do not throw away as much stuff. Some ways that you can do this are by using the same materials. More than once, another way that this could be is if by using materials that do not need to be thrown away. Instead of buying plastic bowls and plates, you can buy a material that gets reused and washed instead of being thrown away. This base is from Recycling Basics. How to recycle. First step to recycling is learning what material that you can recycle. At your local recycling place, sort the trash from the recyclable materials and put them in separate boxes. Wash off the materials if they are super dirty. The materials are picked up, then take to be recycled. Those are the only steps that you need to do. Everything else is done by the people who take the recyclable material. Most of the hard part of recycling is done by the people who do it professionally. The steps that you do at home are very simple and do not take much work. The only part of recycling that might be somewhat hard is figuring out what materials can be recycled and which ones are not recyclable. This information is from the United States Environmental Protection Agency. One problem that you might encounter when you are starting to recycle is figuring out how to start. Some of the best ways to start recycling are by buying materials that can be recycled. Buying materials that do not get thrown away helps our environment. This information is from MoGov. Because most of the materials that we use today are not decomposable, so using materials that get reused will help this. There are many benefits to recycling. The benefits of recycling are that it reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills, conservation natural resources, and prevents pollution and greenhouse gases by reducing the amount of waste. There are no consequences to recycling. It is a very simple thing to do. The future benefits would be that our earth would be cleaner. The air we breathe would be cleaner. The oceans and water would be cleaner. Our earth's future will be affected by pollution if we do not try to recycle. Pollution is a big problem since more materials are being created nowadays. Recycling reduces air and water pollution by a lot. If we do not start to recycle, the air that we breathe will be too chemical filled and will harm us. The environment is being damaged by trash and chemicals that we release into the air. If we do not start recycling now, then our younger generations will not be clean and healthy. This supports the visualization that Earth is being harmed by all the trash we use. In this speech, I was trying to actuate you to start recycling. Recycling is a good way to keep the environment clean. Pollution is getting worse, and recycling can help it. Most of these materials we use today are not decomposable. Recycling those materials that do not decompose can help make the Earth cleaner. The benefits of recycling are that it reduces the amount of waste into landfills, conserves natural resources, and prevents pollution and greenhouse gases by reducing the amount of waste. There are no consequences to recycling. It is a very simple thing to do. The future benefits would be that our earth would be cleaner, the air we breathe would be cleaner, and the oceans and water would be cleaner. Recycling is super easy. There's no excuse to not recycle. This is a good habit to start in your own home. And that's it.